Houston. And here is the starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the visiting Yankees, who are 34 and 33. Derek Jeter leads off at shortstop. Robinson Cano's at second base. Bobby Abreu in right field hits third. The cleanup man is Alex Rodriguez at third base. With Hideki Matsui in left field, Jason Giambi at first base, Jorge Posada the catcher, Melky Cabrera in center field, Java Chamberlain on the mound. And number 2, Derek Jeter leads it off for the Yankees. Yankees 1, 2 of 3 in Oakland. They arrived about 6 a.m. in Houston. 272 for Jeter, 3 homers, 27 runs batted in. Sean Chacon on the mound. His first pitch goes as strike one. Angel Hernandez is the home plate umpire. And this crowd is really pumped tonight.
And there's a lot of Yankee fans here, so the Astro fans are trying to shout down the Yankee fans. It's going to be fun.
Ground ball to shortstop. Miguel Tejada takes care of the first out. For Sean Chacon has been grubbed in his last 2 starts.
Take a look at the Rico scouting report on Sean Chacon. He was a Yankee for parts of 2005 and 6, so he's familiar with some of these Yankees. He needs to avoid the big inning. That's cost him in each of his last 2 starts, especially last time out when he was touched up for 7 in the second inning. Needs to keep it in the yard. The Astros pitchers really pummeled with the long ball, leading all of Major League Baseball in that category, and especially the last couple days with the Brewers.
Now Robinson Cano, second baseman takes, and there's ball 1 to Cano. A slow start for him. Batting average .220. He has 4 homers, 20 runs batted in, but that's actually better than it was at the end of April. And he looks at that one for ball 2. Cano has a .260 on base average. He's trying to snap an 0 for 14 right now, and he's gone 2 for his last 23. Cano hit only 151 in April this year. But he's ahead in the count 3-0 with Bobby Abreu on deck. In Chacon's career, he is 0-1 against the Yankees with a 14.54 ERA. He was a Yankee. He gets that one in for a 3-1 count now, with Cano trying to reach for Abreu. Yankees are 5th in the American League in runs scored, but their attack has not been producing runs anywhere close to what it did last year.
Now when you look at the numbers, these 2 clubs fairly evenly match. The Astros have outscored the Yankees by just a couple of runs this year, and the Yankee ERA just a little bit better than the Astros. We've got a couple clubs hovering around 500.
So their first-year manager Joe Girardi has been waiting for this team to get moving. Currently the Yankees are 7 games behind first place Boston in 3rd place. Bobby Abreu, the former Astro, 294, 8 homers, 42 runs batted in. He's putting together a good season so far. He played in the 2004 All-Star game here at Minute Maid Park, going 0 for 1 for the National League. Some of his Yankee teammates played for the American League in that game, including Jeter and Giambi. There's strike 1 to Abreu.
And the Yankees have a lot of patient, very selective hitters, probably none more than Bobby Abreu. We should have a pool as to how many times he goes 3-2 this weekend.
Well, he's 0-2, but that's not to fear for him because he leads the majors in 2-strike hits with 38 this year. And he led the majors in 2-strike hits last year with 90. 312 for his interleague career, 24 homers, 100 runs batted in. And that's upstairs. 1-2 to the Venezuelan, who was signed as a free agent by Houston in 1990. He was left unprotected, and Tampa Bay took him in the expansion draft in '97, and immediately traded him to the Phillies for Kevin Stocker, where he flourished. The Yankees got him in a trade in '06.
Yeah, the best news out of that whole deal is the Astros weren't the only ones that made a mistake on Abreu. Bobby Abreu for Kevin Stocker deal didn't work out too well for Tampa Bay.
Of the first 10 pitches from Chacon, only 1 has been swung at, and that one's inside. 2-2, so the Yankees adopt a patient approach against a pitcher who's walked 33 in 74 to 3rd innings coming into this game.
And Abreu's another one of those hitters that you might as well attack when you get ahead of him, because he just doesn't chase many bad balls. So you get the jump on him 0-2, you try to get him to chase your pitch, and the next thing you know, he's right back in an even count or maybe a hitter's count.
Yankees are 11th in the American League in stolen bases. Abreu chops one. Lance Berkman goes to second for the force play there, forcing Cano on a 3-6 out number 2. Abreu reaching. Now A-Rod.
Like a little off-speed pitch from Chacon that Abreu rolls over on. Berkman comes hard, charges it. That gives him an angle to make that throw. If you lay back, not only do you not have enough time to make the play, but you don't have the angle. You're throwing it over the base runner's shoulder. Much easier play for a left-handed throwing first baseman than a righty.
Alex Rodriguez looks at ball one. The 3-time MVP, led the league last year with 54 homers and in runs batted in with 156. This year he spent some time on the disabled list. 316, 10 homers, 32 runs batted in. He was out from the end of April through May 20th with a strained right quadriceps. He missed 16 games. And smacks that one foul, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod, a 308 career hitter against Houston. There's where he ranks among active players. 528 home runs. Ken Griffey Jr. just hit his 600th. That's 15th on the all-time home run list. Jimmy Fox up next. He has 6 more than A-Rod right now.
A-Rod is what, 32, 33, something like that?
He's going to be 30 at the end of July.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Gee, he's going to end up with 800.
Yeah. There's the throw from Osmus on through into center field. And Abreu heads for third base on a stolen base and an error by Osmus, his first. And the count goes to 2-1.
The Yankees don't do much running. Abreu's capable.
Let's check that age and see if we got it
right.
right.
Yeah, he is. He's opening day. He was 32.
Oh, okay.
He still might get 800.
2 balls and a strike. Hideki Matsui on deck. Upstairs for ball 3, and it's 3-1 to the former Texas Ranger, Seattle Mariner. Traded by Texas to the Yankees for Alfonso Soriano in 04. Reworked his contract, going in on his own. There's a shot into left center, and it's 1-0 Yankees. Rodriguez drives in his 33rd. Abreu scoring after the steal and the error.
Now they're playing A-Rod to pull a little bit, so they gave him a lot of room in the middle of the diamond. He is so big and strong. I think that's the one thing you hear from people when they see A-Rod in person for the first time. I had no idea he was that big. He's a big dude.
Hit it sharply. Now Matsui. Matsui hit a grand slam on his 34th birthday yesterday in the 4-1 win over Oakland. There's strike one. 322 batting average, 7 homers, 33 runs batted in. Usually he's the designated hitter, but the Yankees do not use the DH in the National League Park, of course. And in this case, that means Johnny Damon is on the bench, and he's on the bench with very good numbers this season. But Matsui, with the smaller left field here than there is in most other ballparks, doesn't have as much ground to cover in left. Has the power bat. Chacon continues to send Osmus to his right and left, and it's 2 balls and a strike as Chacon tries to harness what he has here in the first inning. Matsui's been a good power hitter for these Yankees, coming from Japan. And he looks at ball 3. It's 3-1.
He wears number 55. That's the number he was given when he joined the Yomiuri Giants in Japan. And that's the single season home run record over there. That was their hope that he would shatter that mark. Sadaharu, he got 50 one year, but he never got 55.
Fouls it back, and it's 3-2 now to Matsui. Matsui's leading all designated hitters in batting average.
Pretty good stroke there for this ballpark. Thinking about shooting it the other way.
There might be another reason he's in the lineup. 3-2, the runner going, and it's grounded. And Kaz Matsui makes the play on Hideki Matsui. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. Yankees 1, Astros coming up. It's the Yankees 1, the Astros coming up, with Southwest Airlines bringing you the Houston starting lineup. Hunter Pence leads off. He's the right fielder. Kazuo Matsui's at second base, batting in the 2 spot. Miguel Tejada bats third. He's the shortstop. The cleanup man is first baseman Lance Berkman, with Carlos Lee in left field, Ty Wigginton at third base, Michael Bourne in center field batting 7th. The catcher is Brad Ausmus, and Sean Chacon is on the mound.
Rico scouting report on Jabba Chamberlain. Just his 3rd major league start. He'd been working out of the Yankees bullpen, last year and now early this season. Be selective. They've got him on a pitch count. They're going to be careful with him. So if you can work the count, you can get him out of the ball game and turn that bat speed up a notch. This kid can rush it up there in the high 90s.
Hunter Pence drives one to center field. Melky Cabrera back with a catch on the warning track. And a long out, number 1 on the game's first pitch for Jabba Chamberlain.
Pitch Tracker is brought to you by Wing Street. Don't forget to order your wings from Wing Street, delivered by Pizza Hut. You've been warned. Good swing of the bat there by Hunter Pence, jumping in that first pitch fastball. It's 1 pitch, 1 out. It's a happy pitch for Jabba. But a good swing nonetheless. That's Hunter's game. He's up there hacking.
3rd major league start for Jabba Chamberlain. Kazuo Matsui, 281, 1 homer, 13 runs batted in. Has hit in his last 6 games. Chamberlain has picked up the sinking fastball. He's worked with Chen Min Wong, who pitches here Sunday, on the grip for his sinker. Throws also the 4-seam fastball, high velocity pitcher. And he throws a slider, a curve, and a changeup, and he's been primarily fastball slider as a reliever, but now mixing in the other pitches.
Yeah, back in the rotation where you figure to go around the lineup 2, 3, and on a good night 4 times, you like to have the diversity of pitches. Tough to be a 2-pitch pitcher as a starter.
It's 2-1. It's been well publicized what the Yankees have done with this 22-year-old right-hander. You see his numbers, starting as a setup man and now making his 4th start, 3rd start. Popped up. Jeter looks out to his center fielder Cabrera, and Melky Cabrera covers it. 2 outs.
Yeah, well, we talked about the Yankees in the pregame having an older lineup in their everyday lineup, but Melky's a young guy, so just let him run and catch everything. I'm going backwards the first time, I'm come in the next. A lot of options, but the center fielder takes priority.
Miguel Tejada is the only Astro with an at-bat against Jabba Chamberlain. When he was with Baltimore last year, he had 1 at-bat, 302, 9 homers, 41 runs batted in. Chamberlain got him out in that at-bat last season. Grounded to second, and Cano is there to play it for the 3rd out. A quick first inning, only 6 pitches for Chamberlain, and it's 1-0 Yankees. The Yankees lead at 1-0. After 1, we move to inning number 2 here at Minute Maid Park. And Jason Giambi is in to lead it off. Giambi has good numbers with 15 home runs, tied for 3rd in the American League. He's driven in 37 and a .263 batting average. For Giambi, the type of hitter who's very patient. He draws a lot of walks. The batting average does not indicate. anything about how often he's on base, because his on base average is 7th best in the league, 395.
And up over 400 for his career. So we talked about Abreu, a similar approach here with Giambi. He's going old school with that stash too.
Yeah. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's like he's out of a 70s cop show or something.
Well, he wasn't hitting, so he started growing the mustache and he started hitting. He's a .284 interleague hitter in his career. So then Johnny Damon and Shelley Duncan also started growing mustaches. And it's 3-0. And the Yankees' patient approach is getting them ahead in the count against Sean Chacon. There's a 4-pitch walk. That's number 2 for Chacon. The run he allowed in the first was an earned run. Coming up later on the Dodge Texas Truck Stop, you'll hear from Mark Loretta on his baseball memories. Stay tuned. He's been an outstanding hitter in interleague play, one of the best. Yankees opened this ballpark with an exhibition game in 2000. But this is the first time they've been here for a regular season game. They also opened the Astrodome in 1965 with an exhibition game, Mickey Mantle hitting the first home run. Jorge Posada has been out with a right shoulder injury. They strike 1 to Posada. Yankees are nursing him back into steady duty behind the plate. He's one of 3 catchers on their roster. So that allows them to rest Posada. Have 2 others, 296, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. He had a drop dead year last year offensively.
One of the better offensive catchers in the game for a long time now. 220 career home runs, lifetime .277 hitter. Switch hitter. He and Cabrera both who follow, plus 4 straight left-handed bats in the lineup tonight. So 6 of the 8 position players swinging from the left side here against Sean.
And it's 2-1. Left-handed hitters are hitting .288 against Chacon, the former Yankee.
Might be time to go to plan B here and start to throw more breaking balls, because he's having a hard time getting his fastball over.
Tap to second. Matsui with the turn over to Tejada, and then the relay to Berkman. The tag got him. Double play thanks to Berkman's tag while in the air on Posada.
Way to clean up that leadoff walk. Little ground ball to second base. Quick feet by Matsui. The throw by Tejada is not a good one, but Posada is not a speedy guy, and a nice athletic play there by the Puma. That would be the one time where it would make sense to slide into first base.
Berkman is able to tag him. Now Melky Cabrera looks at ball 1. Cabrera 261, 7 homers, 28 runs batted in. Type of hitter has moved around in the lineup. He's hit 9th some of the time. That's been his best spot, actually. Tapped out to second. And Chacon, thanks to the double play, faces only 3 in the second inning. 1-0 Yankees.
Yankees won. Astros no score. Time to take a look at our Astros text poll question of the game. Which legendary sports team are you least likely to root for? Oh, and it's neck and neck between the Evil Empire and America's team. The Yankees garnering 39% of the vote, the Cowboys 35%. Lakers and Notre Dame bringing up the rear. 35021 if you want to participate and tell us who you really hate.
Well, there's an amicable situation there. A Yankee and an Astro side by side. Fans have brought their posters out, and it is the Big Puma. Lance Berkman leading off the home second inning. 366 for Lance, 19 homers, 57 runs batted in. He's cooled off a little on this homestand. There is strike 1 with 5 hits and 23 at bats, but he has 2 homers and 9 runs batted in on this homestand. Chamberlain's in the dirt with that one, and it's 1-1 to Lance Berkman, who continues to lead the majors in runs scored, slugging, extra base hits, and total bases. Fastball fouled away. 1-2. Jabba Chamberlain was born in Lincoln, Nebraska. Went to the University of Nebraska.
He was a 270-pound catcher in high school.
Ooh.
And then he went to the University of Nebraska Kearney, a Division II school, and transferred to Nebraska from there, where he went to the College World Series. Dropped some weight, put him on the mound.
This is only his second year of pro baseball. He was a compensation pick after the first round in the 2006 draft. Began playing last year at A-ball Tampa, moved up to Double-A Trenton, Triple-A Scranton, and the Yankees. Berkman gets underneath it, fly ball to right field, coming over Bobby Abreu near the line. One out for Chamberlain.
And because he has such limited experience, doesn't have a lot of innings under his belt, that's why I said it would be, beneficial for the Astros to be patient, try to work some counts, because the Yankees aren't going to take any chances. They're not going to leave him out there for too many pitches as he settles in back into the starting role. But that's easier said than done, because for a young guy with such a big arm, he has pretty good command. And if you take fastballs down the middle because you're trying to be patient, then you have to deal with that breaking pitch when you're behind in the count. That's a tough proposition.
Carlos Lee, 4-game hitting streak, looks at a breaking ball. There's strike one. 272, 13 homers, 49 runs batted in for El Caballo. He's had a good homestand. Ground ball to third. Alex Rodriguez. Low throw, and Giambi digs it out. That's 5 straight retired by Chamberlain.
Yeah, 5 outs on just 13 pitches. Talked in the open about Tejada and Jeter. That guy was a pretty good shortstop too in his day.
Yes, he was. Ty Wigginton tries to get something rolling with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch breaking ball, ball 1 to Wiggy. 276, 4 homers, 10 runs batted in. Ty's 3 for 14 on this homestand. He said he had some pitches to hit yesterday against Ben Sheets. Fouls that one back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That fastball was clocked at 97. Coming up later on the Toyota Truck Game Break, Kevin Eschenfelder takes a closer look at this Astros-Yankees series. It's live in the middle of the 7th here on FSN Houston. This is Jabba Chamberlain's first Major League road start. His first 2 starts were in Yankee Stadium. Foul back, and it's 1-2.
And in case you're wondering, his given name is not Jabba, it's Justin.
Justin Lewis, and a young nephew couldn't pronounce that name, so he came out with Jabba, and that's been it.
Not Jabba the Hutt.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's the slider. It's been mostly fastballs so far.
Well, in midsummer, he had stormed from A-ball to the big leagues. He's dominating hitters. That mid to high 90 fastball and his power slider. Quite a figure. And there's a fly ball to right. Bobby Abreu in. That's a hit in front of him. Wigginton becomes the first Houston base runner.
Tough to get a whole lot done with the high fastball from a guy like Chamberlain. That 4-seam fastball up, it's very difficult to do much with. And Ty doesn't get a whole lot of that one, but able to push it out there into right field just in front of Abreu.
He's reached base for the 19th straight game, and he's aboard for Michael Bourne. Chop to Giambi, who ends the 2nd inning, 3 unassisted. No runs, a hit, a man left. It's 1-0 Yankees. It's 1-0 Yankees. Jabba Chamberlain leads it off in the 3rd. This will be his first at bat as a major leaguer. That's a brand new sign out in right field. Strike 1 to Chamberlain.
First at bat since college, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. Did he hit much in college?
Said he was a corner infielder and he hit pretty well.
Really?
1 ball, 1 strike. So he was looking forward to this opportunity to get in the batter's box. There was some joking on that Yankee staff out in Oakland when they found out the pitching matchups. Apparently, nobody was exactly jumping to face Royo on Sunday, but that'll be Chen-Min Wong's duty. Breaking ball, and there's a strikeout. Bring out your dad and celebrate Father's Day Sunday at Minute Maid Park. Game time 1:05. Make sure Dad gets to the game early. The first 10,000 men 16 and older will receive an Astros Father's Day tie, courtesy of Macy's and modeled by JD. For more information, visit Astros.com. Roy Oswalt, Chen-Min Wong, Father's Day ties. Makes a guy wistful to think about that kind of giving. Breaking ball, and Derek Jeter looks at it. Ball 1 with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Jeter grounded to shortstop his first time up. He just passed Mickey Mantle into 3rd place in the all-time Yankee hit list. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jeter.
They're running out of numbers to retire over there, but when Jeter's done, that number 2 will probably be put up.
That's close. Chacon froze, didn't get a call from Angel Hernandez, and it's 2-1.
I mean, Jeter's first game to the big leagues, that was the book on him. Pound him in. I doubt that it's changed a whole lot. He's very good the other way, handles the ball out away from him quite well. Obviously, he's made the adjustment where he can handle the inside pitch. You don't stick around and be as good as he has been for so long without making adjustments.
3-1 to Jeter.
If you can't get the inside corner called and you're forced to work away, that certainly plays into Jeter's strength.
And the fastball makes it a full count on the foul tip by Jeter, an 8-time All-Star.
Slow bat there.
Jeter hit .322 last year. He's a career .317 hitter. Michael Bourne shades toward right center because, as JD mentioned, Jeter often hits it in that direction and to right field where Hunter Pence is set up. And Hunter shading a little bit toward the line. It's a line drive. Hunter Pence in. 2 outs. Our Texas Ford Dealers League leader shows you the major league leaders in hits since 1999. Jeter is number 1 with 1834. Then Tejada 4th, Johnny Damon 5th, A-Rod 7th, Abreu 8th, and Carlos Lee is 10th. 6 of the top 10 in this ballpark tonight. A lot of offensive talent here. Robinson Cano.
The trivia question is to fill in the blanks on all the other ones.
Yeah. His father, Jose Cano, pitched briefly for the Astros. To right field, Hunter Pence underneath. This has some serious hang time. It's a 1-2-3 third for Sean Chacon and a 1-0 lead for the Yankees. Mark Loretta watching and waiting, and he might get in. Brad Ausmus leads it off in the home 3rd inning. 1-0 Yankees. Strike to Ausmus. He's really turned it up a notch here in the month of June, hitting well. .375, going 9 for 24. That leads the club in June for those with 20 at-bats or more. And that one goes out over shortstop Jeter into left center field. Ausmus on with a single to lead it off here in the home 3rd and bring up Chacon. Second base runner for the Astros. Chacon has 1 sacrifice bunt, 3 hits and 23 at bats, a .130 batting average for Sean.
No easy task here getting the bunt down against that riding fastball of Jabba Chamberlain, but that's what he'll be asked to do.
A-Rod in tight at third. And that's strike one. Pitch was in on him.
Now you got to square a little bit earlier. Square early, get the legs bent, relax the hands a little bit out in front, and just try to catch the baseball. Set the bat at the top of the strike zone.
Runner takes off. It's bunted, and Osmus will make it easily. Chamberlain with the toss to Cano covering. The sacrifice gets Osmus over on out number one. Second sack of the year for Chacon. Let's go to Bart Ennis.
Well, Brownie, the theme tonight is a lot of these Astros fans are transplanted here from New York, such as this gentleman right here. Your name is?
Richard Stoneley.
And you started watching the Yankees win?
Well, the first games I really remember the 1957 World Series against the Braves when Warren Spahn won game number 7 and the Yanks went down to defeat.
And you moved to Houston when?
I moved here in 1976, but I've actually been an Astros fan since 1962 when the Mets joined. I refused to root for the Mets in New York, so I was a Yankee, and I was the only kid running around in New York City with a Colt 45 and remember Bobby Shantz and Johnny Bateman.
Sure.
So I got mixed emotions
I was
today.
going to say you're conflicted tonight, right?
I'm conflicted every night.
Nice to speed you different. We get a lot of this,
Yeah.
Brownie. A lot of fans out here that are having a tough time figuring out who to root for tonight.
Given the fact that he's at a ball game wearing an apron, I would say it's conflicted.
You're admiring your apron.
Oh, you like my apron? Yes. It's signed by Roger Clemens.
Oh,
Very
There you
nice.
go.
Very nice.
I say
reason
close
for
to the
wearing
sweet
that.
spot, but
Yeah, well, yeah.
one ball, one strike on Hunter Pence. What an enjoyable night for him after being such a long-time baseball fan. Broken bat up the middle by Hunter Pence, gloved, and Cano flips, and what a play! Just a sidearm flip, and he got it over perfectly on target to Giambi for the second out. Osmus to third base.
Pretty play. You saw Jobber Chamberlain first make a move for that ball, and then say, no, I'll let the guy who gets paid to play defense handle. Watch it here. Jobber, no, I'm not going to go for it. And this is slick. With Hunter Pence going down the line, man, there's not many second basemen that are going to make that play.
No.
To get that much on the throw.
Pretty amazing.
He's got his dad's right arm.
Caswell Matsui with A-Rod on the grass at third. Giambi even with the bag at first. Looks at strike one. Woo! Fans thought that pitch was out of the strike zone. Angel Hernandez rang it up. Fans are letting him know they don't have to agree with his calls. They're here to have fun tonight. Matsui swings over the curve, and it's 0-2.
That was nasty there.
It sure was. Straight downward break.
Really got on top of that breaking ball. It's kind of Lidge-like.
Yep. Now it's a battle to make contact. Try to get the runner home. And above all, get the ball in play. He fouls it. That fastball went up on the board at 99.
Yeah, so you see the challenge the hitters are faced with because we haven't seen a lot of breaking balls yet from Chamberlain. But the one he threw Kaz was a real good one. So you basically have to cheat a little bit to get to the fastball, and if he throws the breaking ball in that instance, you've got no chance. But if you sit breaking ball and he throws at 99, you're not going to catch up to it.
Chamberlain pitched in 19 regular season games for the Yankees last year, and then in that American League Division Series they lost to Cleveland. And you might remember he was attacked by bugs during one of those games, crawling all over his face and neck. He threw 2 wild pitches in game 2 of that division series.
I would have just walked off the mound. So we need to delay this thing. It's just not fair.
One ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's been a real learning playing experience and a fast track experience for Java Chamberlain. And this was the plan all along, the Yankees have said, to begin the season with him in relief, then move him to the rotation so he would not pile up so many innings that his arm would be fatigued at the end of the year.
6'2" and 230, not as tall as Roger Clemens, but similar stature. Strong legs.
Fouled away. He has text message Roger Clemens on how to go about the move from relief pitching to starting. He's gotten some good advice. He's also had chats with his teammates, notably Mike Messina and Andy Pettit, about the difference in being a starting pitcher. And he's working hard between starts. He says his legs are holding up well so far with that extra conditioning that he did not have as a reliever. Matsui fights that one off and stays at 1-2 in the count.
Probably the best at bat of the night so far for the Astros.
.32 pitches for Chamberlain. The Yankees don't feel that pitch count will be nearly as much of an issue tonight as it has been in his first two starts when he went 2 1/3 and 4 1/3.
Especially the way this one has started with the Astros attacking so early in the count. Figuring about 95 pitches for Chamberlain tonight. And he will not work this weekend. Been an up and down year for him so far. Pitched well last night.
He won that game 4-1. Joe Girardi's club coming in a game over 500 at 34 and 33. That's a close one for ball 3 and a full count now to Matsui.
Pitch tracker liked it.
The way it was framed, you're probably not going to get that call a whole lot. Tejada on deck. And tap to first. Giambi tossing and out barely on a very close play at first. The Yankees barely nip Matsui, and it's no runs, a hit, and a runner stranded at third base. 1-0 Yankees. The Yankees leading 1-0. The Astros almost tied the game. Very close play at first on Matsui. He chopped to Giambi, who tossed to Chamberlain, and then Chamberlain's foot got in the bag just a fraction ahead of Matsui's foot.
Yeah, just by that much. Boom, boom.
Good call by Eric Cooper. Now Bobby Abreu takes strike one. Abreu reached on a force play, stole second, took third on an error, and came around to score on the A-Rod single. Fouls that one away, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. The Yankees have a high water mark for the season of 2 games over 500. They were 12 and 10 on the 24th of April. That's what they're trying to tie with a win tonight. Joe Girardi's club has been at 500 23 different times this year. Yankees have the best winning percentage in the history of interleague play. .582.
They've got a payroll approaching $210 million. So obviously hovering around 500 is not going to fly in New York. The good news for the Yankees is the New York papers are obsessed with Willie Randolph. That takes a little bit of the heat off that man.
Abreu swings through that one and strikes out. That's number 2 for Chacon.
Good running action on that fastball. They're actually trying to throw it in to have it curl back to the inside corner.
Chacon lost to the Cardinals on Saturday in his last start. He gave up 7 earned runs in 5 innings. In his last 2 starts, he's 0-2, and he's allowed 11 earned runs in 6 innings. 1-0 to A-Rod. That one almost got him. 2 balls, no strikes to Alex Rodriguez. He was the starting third baseman for the American League in the All-Star game here in 2004. His 528 homers is the most for any player within 13 years of hitting his first one. Taking all the way. It's ball 3 to him. He does make a huge difference in the Yankees offensive attack, as they discovered when he was out with the injury this year. That's a 4-pitch walk to him. Third walk of the night for Chacon. Aflac trivia time coming your way, JD.
All righty.
Let's see what the fellas have for us tonight.
Phil Rizzuto,
who holds the single season record for most RBI as a shortstop.
Wasn't the Scooter.
We're going to guess.
Defensive whiz.
We're going to go with A-Rod.
I know the answer to this, so I'm not going to participate.
Okay. He would be a likely guess, but something tells us that might not be the answer. Matsui grounded out to second. How about the Boston shortstop, Stevens?
Vern?
Yeah, Vern Stevens.
Like I said, I know the answer, so I'm not going to.
So that must not be it then. All right. Giambi on deck. As Chacon throws over and A-Rod dives back. Yankees have won 6 of their last 9. The Astros have dropped 11 of their last 14.
I know I know this because I was looking at it not too long ago, and I was thinking Ernie Banks, but Ernie.
Well, this is a tough stretch of interleague games for the Astros starting tonight. 15 straight against the American League. After these 3, they travel on the day off Monday to Baltimore, playing 3 against the Orioles, 3 against the Rays, then come back home and face Texas and Boston. Strike as Osmus came up out of that chute, and it snowballs 2 strikes. Todd Wellemeyer and the Cardinals are facing the Phillies tonight. That's the only non-interleague game. Phillies ripped him with 3 homers in the first inning. Chase Utley, number 22, Ryan Howard, number 16, Pat Burrell, his 17th. Kyle Kendrick on the mound. Phillies 4, Cardinals nothing at St. Louis, top of the 3rd.
The Philly club's got it going on.
Oh, yeah. One and 2, and Wellemeyer had his elbow examined between starts. So for the Cardinals, a tough time right now. If he's not 100%, and it seems he must not be, Adam Wainwright's on the disabled list, and so is Albert Pujols. Fly ball. Carlos Lee backing in left center. 2 outs. Well, Matsui has that stroke. You can see why he was selected to start this game if it had to be Matsui or Damon. Johnny's a slasher and a very fine hitter who's been hot lately, so it must have been a tough choice for Girardi.
Yeah, and the Astros have Wandy Rodriguez going to Morrow, the lefty, so I'm not sure exactly how Girardi will play it.
Jason Giambi drew a 4-pitch walk in the second inning. Girardi made an interesting comment about American League clubs coming to National League ballparks for interleague play. Strike 1. He thinks there ought to be a limit to 1 series consecutively. In other words, he wouldn't want to go to 2 National League ballparks in a row and not be able to use the DH for a total of 6 games consecutively. 1-1.
That would get very difficult for the schedulers to try to implement that program.
You know that. Yankees are still number 1. 44%.
A little bit surprised that the Cowboys would end up winning that thing.
Giambi, and here's Michael Bourne in left center field waiting for this one. With a fly ball to end the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, and a man stranded. 1-0 Yankees. How about that? He was surprised. He led the American League with 150 in 2004. And we're checking a little bit more on Vern Stevens as Miguel Tejada leads it off. And there's strike one. Tejada grounded out in the first inning.
According to Baseball Reference, Vern Stevens drove in 159 in 1949. And he played 155 games at shortstop.
On through into right center field. Tejada with a single and hitting it sharply, taking a big turn. And the Astros get hit number 3 of the night off Jabba Chamberlain.
Good thing Miggy didn't know that before that at bat. He would have been down in the dumps.
Well, anyway, that was quite a year he had for Baltimore in '04.
Hey, here's something we haven't heard in a while. Little Mickey music.
Yeah.
Stroke's been coming around here in recent games. He and Carlos Lee both starting to heat it up.
Well, he and Derek Jeter have that in common. They both hit the ball hard to the right of second base quite often. Now it's Lance Berkman. Hit a fly ball to right in the second inning on a 2-2 count. Chop to Cano. He'll go to second and get the lead runner, but no double play. 4-6 on the force for Tejada, 1 out.
That's one of the fun things about interleague play, and you can debate the merits of it on a lot of different levels, but the fans getting to see teams that they don't normally see, and it's been a while since anybody in Houston saw the Yankees play. Robinson Cano, I didn't realize he was this good defensively.
Yeah.
Man, he was slick out there.
You're right. That is one of the fun elements of watching these interleague games. Cano's made a couple of sparkling plays. Carlos Lee's the batter. He grounded to A-Rod at third in the second inning. Carlos, a .261 career hitter against the Yankees. Berkman draws a throw. The Yankees, of course, have been advised by their advanced scouts that Berkman is stealing bases this year. He's 10 of 11. And Jorge Posada is coming back from that right shoulder injury and has had difficulty throwing out base runners. Ball 1 for Lee. And you put those things together with the fact that Lee is a threat to bounce into a double play, and that's reason for the Yankees to think that Berkman might in fact be running. Ty Wigginton's on deck. This does not have a big lead.
And a lot of times when Lance steals a base, he won't take a big lead. He'll just get a real big jump. He'll take a modest lead, figure the pitcher's not going to spend too much time working on him, and then just break early.
Lee looks at it. 2-0. It's not always the stolen base that has an impact offensively. Sometimes it can be the threat of the stolen base, causing everybody to be a little jumpy, and the pitcher maybe gets out of his game and falls behind a hitter. 2-0. Foul back with a good cut. 2 balls and a strike to El Caballo. He's really had a nice homestand.
Yeah, he sure has. Pretty good fastball to hit there, but just couldn't get to it. And that's the beauty of having an arm like Jabba Chamberlain. We talk about pitchers having to be able to throw something other than a fastball on a fastball count, in, either 2-0, 3-1. But when you throw 98 miles an hour, that doesn't necessarily apply to you. You can say, here it is, big fella, see if you can catch up to it.
Ooh, a high strike call rung up by Angel Hernandez, makes it 2-2, and Lee walks away from that one.
Especially with Posada coming out of his crouch to catch it.
Yeah, he did. He came up on that.
It's like Posada was giving up on the pitch. Pitch tracker, though, thought it was at the top of the zone. We'll just see. The key now is if Angel's consistent up there, then you can live with it.
Berkman going. And no throw. Posada couldn't get possession of it. Berkman steals it. He's 11 for 12 this year. Count going to 3-2 now. Waited till a 2-2 count, and then he stole it. Ball 4 puts Lee at first base for Ty Wigginton now. First walk of the night for Chamberlain. Losada out working with him. He is quite a young talent for the Yankees. And with Phil Hughes and Ian Kennedy both on the disabled list, very important man in their rotation now. The question was, could they replace him as the setup man for Mariano Rivera? That had to be answered before they could make this move. Berkman extends his career high for steals with number 11.
And for my money, with a kid with this kind of arm, if he's got decent breaking stuff, I want him in my rotation. I want him pitching as many innings as possible.
0-1.
The setup guys become less important when you're taking 3-0, 4-0 leads into the late innings.
Very good point. And the Yankees starting pitchers have pitched the fewest innings of any American League starting pitching group. Berkman and Lee take off. Here's the throw to third, and Berkman's in a rundown. And A-Rod gets it to Cano, who tags him out. Lee moving to second base on out number 2. Caught stealing, 1-5-4.
Obviously, Lance had made some kind of contact with Carlos to let him know, because Carlos was following him as Lance broke. He tried to cheat. He tried to do the same thing from second to third, as we talked about earlier. You know, Lance doesn't have the speed to steal bases in a conventional way, like a real burner. He's trying to get a real good jump.
1-1.
And when you guess wrong, it looks bad.
Wigginton could give that Houston bench a lift by coming through with a hit here with Lee at second. Chamberlain delivers ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, with this start, the Yankees feel that the wraps are off Jabba Chamberlain. He's built up his pitch count. He doesn't have a decision yet as a starter. Line shot to left. That'll score Lee. And the ball is dropped by Matsui. It's a 1-1 game. Matsui, in his haste to get rid of it, dropped it. And Wigginton, with his second straight hit of the game, picks up RBI number 11 and ties it 1-1.
With an assist to Lance Berkman for getting caught stealing, because the guy after the caught stealing always gets a base hit.
Matsui tried to be quick and get that throw home.
2 outs moving with the swing. Would have been a difficult play for Matsui as he's drifting to his left to field that ball. Might have had a shot at him, but once he mishandled it, no chance.
He's been mostly a DH, has played some left field this year. Now Michael Bourne, 19 straight for Wigginton reaching base. That's one of the longest streaks in the majors right now. And that hit coming with 2 outs. Must feel so good on that Houston bench against a guy throwing as well as Chamberlain. After the caught stealing, could have been a real downer. Michael Bourne grounded out in the second inning. Wigginton's going. Posada with a throw, and not in time. He steals his way into scoring position. He's 4 of 5 this year.
Well, the Astros letting the Yankees know early their intentions for the weekend. They're going to run, run, run.
Jeter couldn't put the tag on him. And the pitch was ball 1 to Bourne. 70 steals for the Astros, second to the Tampa Bay Rays. 2-0. They'll hook up in St. Petersburg on the Astros' next road trip. These games against the AL East this year are challenging for the Astros. Bourne's hit .367 in June. It's 3-0 to him. Michaels walked 18 times this season. Brad Ausmus on deck.
I wouldn't be surprised if they turn him loose here at 3-0. Pretty good fastball hitter. When he's sitting fastball, I'd turn him loose.
3-1. Joe Girardi has come in and taken over the Yankees after Joe Torre was offered a contract but declined to take that contract last fall. It had incentives in it. And that's ball 4. And of course the expectation's always high for the Yankees job. Second walk for Chamberlain. Dave Island, the pitching coach, on his way to the hill. Girardi, one of 4 former Yankee catchers to manage the club. Bill Dickey, Ralph Houck, and Yogi Berra, the first 3. And he's the 17th Yankees manager to have played with the club at any position. 53 pitches for Java Chamberlain.
Dave, no man is an island.
Yeah. Andy Pettitte just tied Ron Guidry on the all-time Yankee win list with his victory yesterday. Brad Ausmus single to left center in the 3rd. Strike 1. He really came out of his shoes to try to hit that high pitch. Sean Chacon on deck.
That's a good thing he missed that one.
Yeah,
that would have been a pop-up.
3 2/3 innings so far in this start, and 1 earned run allowed. That one sails by Posada, and the runners move up to 2nd and 3rd on a wild pitch by Chamberlain. 97 miles per hour.
Well, Chamberlain, first 3 innings, pretty much in control of things, but now under a little pressure here in the 4th, looks to me like he's trying to overthrow. Instead of just trusting his stuff and pitching, reaching back for a little more and just trying to overpower the Astro hitters. He's certainly capable of doing that, but he doesn't have to ask for something extra from his arm. Just stay with your natural delivery. With his stuff, he should be fine.
Now intentional walk will bring Chacon to the plate. Instead of pitching to Ausmus, it'll be the pitcher batting with the bases loaded. Huge difference in strategy, of course, between the 2 leagues. Cecil Cooper was having his everyday media session in the Astros dugout, and he was asked about the differences in the leagues. He said, well, nothing against the American League, but I just like the National League style of ball. I prefer the added strategy, and this is a big part of it with the pitcher batting. Intentional walk is the 3rd of the inning, and it's Chacon. Chacon put down a sac bunt in the 3rd. Sean pitched in Texas when the DH was being used. Now he has a chance to give himself the lead. Fly ball to right. Bobby Abreu in. And the strategy works here in the 4th inning to keep the game tied. The Astros getting a run on 2 hits, stranding 3. Yankees 1, Houston 1 after 4. And here in Houston, in the first ever regular season game for the Yankees and Astros, it's dead even, 1-1 after 4. The Yankees have 1 hit. The Astros have 4 hits. Jorge Posada bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the 2nd inning. Chacon throws it in there for strike 1. Chacon's throwing his 61st pitch of the night right there. It's 1-1 with Cabrera and Chamberlain to follow. Cone wanted to take this opportunity in Houston to be a starting pitcher. He had other options on the free agent market. He's 30 years old. 1-1. He was a Yankee in part of 05, or 2-1 rather, and part of 06. Portions of those 2 years in a Yankee uniform.
It was very good for them in 05 and not very good at all in 06.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 45 and 60 in his major league career with a 4.98 ERA. In interleague games, he's 5 and 7 with a 7.52 earned run average. He's won 1 game at Minute Maid Park in his career, losing 4 with a 6.95 ERA in this ballpark. That's close, but it goes as ball 3. And it seems so far tonight that a pitcher's better off pitching high instead of low to get a strike call, JD.
Yeah, I think so.
Posada with a line drive to right center. Sends Michael Bourne deep, takes the turn. Bourne firing in to hold him to a long single. Good play by Bourne, hit number 2 for the Yankees.
Posada with an aggressive turn at second base. He's looking for any kind of a miscue, bobble out there by Bourne, or any indication that he's not going to turn around and fire that ball back in. If he sees it, he's going to try for 2. But Bourne, with his speed, able to cut it off. And quickly turns it, gets into a good throwing position, and that's enough for Posada to slam on the brakes and head back to first.
Now the switch hitting center fielder Melky Cabrera. He grounded out to second earlier. Strike to Cabrera. As a left-handed batter, he's hitting .288, only .200 as a right-hander. Quality pitch, and it's no balls, 2 strikes to Cabrera. There's a breakdown on the 23-year-old outfielder from the Dominican Republic. He had .273 last year, career .275 hitter. Shoots that one foul.
Look out. Somebody had to take quick evasive action down there.
The first 17 Yankee batters have taken the first pitch tonight. They definitely had a game plan to make Chacon throw a strike.
It's kind of been the Yankee game plan for a number of years now.
Yeah, they have been known.
Back to that late '90s club, the 3 consecutive World Series, and Knobloch and Brocious and Tino Martinez in that game. Very patient hitters.
Absolutely. Last year they led the league in runs scored, 968 runs. Led the league in total bases and in walks and on base average and slugging. One and 2, so a pitcher really has to work usually against New York. Yankees have lost 7 of their last 8 interleague games. They're 0-2 against the Mets so far this year. Fouled away, still 1 and 2.
Hey, our congratulations go out to Ashley and Matt Patton, new parents tonight. Jace Matthew, born today at 4 o'clock, 7 pounds 11 ounces. Big Astro fans settling in. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Jace will probably be out here in a few weeks in a little Astro uniform.
Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's always fun to see those little ones wrapped up in the Astros unis. And you have to imagine, of all the Yankee fans who come to see their club on the road, there's a lot of Yankee paraphernalia being sold at these gift shops here this weekend too. Blue Jays lead the Cubs 3-2. They've played 6 at Rogers Center in Toronto. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Matt Stairs hit his 8th homer. Scott Rowland, number 3 for the Blue Jays, off Sean Gallagher. A.J. Burnett took the start tonight for Toronto.
There's Grandpa.
Oh. It's dark back there. We could barely see him. A long ball to left center field. Carlos Lee back, and he caught up with it on the warning track. A deep drive by Cabrera turns out to be out number 1 thanks to Lee going directly to that spot. Cabrera unloading.
Cabrera's got some pop in his bat. He's hit 7 home runs this year, and this was out away from him, just a flick of the wrist. He drove it deep to left field. Well played by El Caballo. Negotiating his way into that little alcove back there. And fires off a good one-liner to the security guy.
Now Java Chamberlain will bat. The Astros infielders meeting at the mound. Chamberlain struck out in the 3rd inning. Bunt situation here. Let's see how the Astros play it.
Third base coach is Bobby Meacham. Yeah, young coaching staff, for so many years, it was Torrey and Don Zimmer and Don Mattingly and all these, veteran guys. Dave Island's new, Kevin Long, the hitting coach, is new.
Now Wigginton's coming in tight. Chamberlain bunting and putting it down, foul for strike 1. Chamberlain wears the number 62 because those 2 numbers add up to 8 as a tribute to Nate Ruan, a childhood friend who died of brain cancer when Java was 12. And Java's father has been quite an influence, and he's had to fly home with his father having health problems earlier this season. Things much better now. His father's been wheelchair bound for years. He fouled that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Yankees last year with 94 and 68. They finished 2 behind the Red Sox. Gets the bunt down. Wigginton plays it and plays it to second. No throw to first by Tejada as the force play goes for out number 2. That ball almost got by Wiggy. He turned around, and by the time he got it, he was looking right at second base almost.
And with 2 strikes, Chamberlain does a good job getting the bunt down. You can't try to be too fancy there and shoot for a line, so you just push it out in front of home plate. Tejada couldn't get the handle to make the relay. Contemplating a double play there.
Jeter is 0 for 2. Grounded to short, a line drive to right field.
Talked about Java Chamberlain not hitting since college. So, but I'm sure he's taking some BP in advance of this series. So he probably feels more foreign out there on base than he did in the batter's box.
That's true.
That's kind of a weird feeling again. Where's Berkman? Keep peeking on over his shoulder. Where is he?
1-1. How about that Yankee trio at the top of their all-time hit list? Gehrig, Ruth, and Jeter. Two balls and a strike. Derek turns 34 on the 26th of this month.
What were the numbers on that again? So they've never had a 3,000 hit guy in their long history. That's amazing.
That is amazing. You're right. Gehrig's career cut short by disease, of course, and Babe moved on. 3-1.
Well, Dimash, how many did he end up with?
He wasn't on that list, was he?
No. He spent some time in the Army, though, didn't he? Dimash?
Yeah. Popped up behind second. Tejada And now it's Matsui with a catch. No runs a hit, a runner left. Middle of the 5th inning. Yankees won, Astros won. Right here at Minute Maid Park, it's Yankees 1, Astros 1. Houston has 4 hits, all singles. New York has 2 hits, both singles. Hunter Pence is 0 for 2. Whoa. Curveball gets away from Jabba Chamberlain, and it's ball 1. Chamberlain began the year ranked by Baseball America as the Yankees' top prospect and the top pitching prospect in all of baseball. 1-1. He's still considered a rookie after throwing just 24 innings last year. There's some high heat, and it's 1-2.
He can beat you up and down.
A-Rod breaking out some gum.
Got to be quick in between pitches.
Very quick. Struck him out. Number 1 for Chamberlain. 3rd time through the order.
And because the Astros were so aggressive early, he hasn't had a lot of deep counts. Astros putting the ball in play. Certainly has strikeout stuff.
Now Matsui 0 for 2. Chamberlain threw 62 pitches in his first start, and reports were that the hitters took a lot of pitches. That's a strike call. Matsui around a bunt, 0 for 2. And, you know, the hitters can take advantage of that situation. The guy moves from the bullpen to the rotation. They know he's on a pitch count. Try to work that pitch count, get him out of the game quickly. Lance Berkman is leading at first base. Matsui 3rd at second. Then Tejada 1st at shortstop. Lee 4th, and Pence 8th in the outfield. Up the middle, and it hits. It goes right over the bag, and it's an infield hit for Matsui, giving him a 7-game hitting streak. Right through the box.
And Jabba tried to make a kick save on it. Thought for sure this ball was going to hit second base.
Yeah, it was headed right for it. Seemed almost impossible that it wouldn't hit the bag, but it didn't, and Matsui's on for Tejada now. Matsui could be running. Tejada's 1 for 2, a single to right center in the 4th inning. Chamberlain makes the throw, but sometimes with Tejada being one of those hitters who goes to right field quite often, the runner does not want to steal. He wants to give the hitter the hole between first and second base, with Giambi holding the runner.
You just have to assume with Lance running and then Wigington that it's likely that Matsui will go sooner or later. We'll continue to test this combination of Chamberlain and Posada.
Matsui is 14 for 17 in steals. Great percentage, and for his career, he's been fantastic at selecting the spots and being successful in stealing.
This is a situation where a catcher has to swallow his pride a little bit, because the easiest pitch to handle on a stolen base is a fastball. But you don't want to be predictable and just keep calling fastballs, especially with a hitter like Tejada. So you got to be willing to sacrifice a little bit, call the breaking ball, knowing that you've got less of a chance of throwing out Matsui. Your focus has got to be on getting the hitter.
Strike, and it's 0-1 to Tejada. That was quite a year he had, as the Aflac trivia question showed us, with 150 runs batted in 2004. He and Jeter, two of the top shortstops, parallel with each other in their careers in the American League. Runner going. Posada with a high throw, a steal for Matsui. Tejada missed the pitch and goes to 0-2 in the count. Matsui gets his 15th steal. That's the third of the night for the Astros.
Decent jump, and Posada had a good pitch to work with, a high fastball. He's not throwing very well.
Arm strength has been a problem with that shoulder, the injury. And now 0-2. Berkman on deck. Tejada grounds to third. Rodriguez to Giambi. 2 outs, and Berkman bats next. Chamberlain's at 69 pitches for the game. Berkman 0 for 2, a fly ball to right, and he bounced into a force. And they'll put him on and pitch to lead. Fans don't like this move. They want to see Lance swing the bat. It's the 4th walk, the second intentional one for Chamberlain in the game.
And now somebody in the Astros dugout is screaming out to Carlos, "Don't let him do it to you. Make him pay."
Well, Berkman has generated a lot of respect with the season he's had. This is his 9th intentional walk of the year.
Yeah, so this is, the left-right thing certainly in play here, and just the year Berkman's having. But interesting, Lance is 0 for his last 10, and Carlos has been swinging it pretty well.
Yeah.
Not to say that that's not the move to make, but we'll see how it plays out. The Rangers are coming. The Rangers are coming. Silver Boot Series continues here Tuesday, June 24th. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Lone Star Series T-shirt courtesy of Compass Bank. Get your tickets today at Astros.com. There's Boots.
Yeah.
He's featuring that T-shirt. Battle for the Silver Boot, the Lone Star Series. So that's available on Tuesday the 24th when we get back from the road trip. Monday's an off day. Good looking T-shirt right there.
It is, and Phil Boudreau has the matching hand cast to go with that. Not everybody can have one of those. Carlos Lee grounded to third, and he walked and scored. First pitch breaking ball in for strike 1. Ty Wigginson's on deck as the Astros try to grab the lead for the first time tonight. To center field, shallow. Cabrera in for the running play. No runs a hit, 2 men stranded, and after 5, it's 1-1. It's a 1-1 ball game here in downtown Houston. Interleague play continues in the 6th inning. Robinson Cano with a broken bat roller. Kaz Matsui to his right. 1 pitch, 1 out for Sean Chacon. Chacon has thrown considerably more pitches, but has been as effective as Jabba Chamberlain. And he gets a 1 pitch out there. The Yankees have been taking a lot of first pitches, but that time Cano actually helped Chacon by grounding out on the first offering, and Chacon snapped his bat.
Well, it makes sense early in the game to kind of take some pitches, get a feel for what a pitcher's trying to do, see his stuff. And a lot of times you can bait a pitcher if you have a reputation of being patient and you're taking first pitch all the time. Every now and then it makes sense to jump on that first offering, or at least be ready to. This is a prime example here. We've seen Abreu do it a lot. Take, then late in the game, turn it loose early.
Abreu takes that one for ball 1. He's 0 for 2. Abreu lost some weight over the winter. He admitted that he was not in very good shape last year when he came to camp. 2 balls, no strikes. He pulled a side muscle in spring training a year ago, and then he was hitting only .228 when he got to June 1st. Ran, lifted weights, shaved off 11 pounds over the winter. 2-1. But he still drove in 101 runs last year. Has more than 1,000 runs batted in his career.
A lifetime 300 hitter. He's had a very nice career.
3-1 to Bob Abreu. Came from the Astros Venezuelan Academy. There's the comparison of the 2 starters and their work tonight. Abreu chops one and hits the mound. Goes to Tejada. He does get him. Yeah, he laid back on it, and it looked as if that might cost him 2 outs.
Backing up to get a more convenient hop, and he had just enough arm to beat Abreu.
Alex Rodriguez with the RBI single in the 1st inning made it 1-0 Yankees. He drew a walk on 4 pitches in the 4th. Strike to A-Rod. We were talking about runs batted in by shortstops on our Aflac trivia quiz in one season. Ernie Banks, the only shortstop to hit more homers than A-Rod in a career. But he played a lot of first base as well. Going to, well, we're now hearing that upon further research, Vern Stevens might be the correct answer to that question.
We established that earlier.
Okay.
When we were talking about Miguel not being down in the dumps and still getting the base hit.
All right, well, it was close anyway. So you Vern Stevens fans need not be dismayed.
Hold your cards and letters, please.
1-2 the count.
See, and that's, you know, A-Rod takes a lot of heat for being selfish and this, that, and the other thing, but his legacy is much bigger if he plays his whole career at shortstop. To do what he has done, and if he's a shortstop his whole career, it's, you know, so for him being willing to make that move to third base, at least in that instance, is a pretty selfless act.
Well, it was better for the team. And he's gotten a lot bigger over the years. Most of his have. Ground ball to Ty Wigginton. And then out number 3. In the middle of the 6th inning, it's the Yankees 1, the Astros 1. It's a 1-1 ball game, and a very good one here in interleague play at Minute Maid Park. Astros batting in the 6th inning. Ty Wigginton taking strike 1 from Java Chamberlain. Wigginton is 2 for 2 with the RBI tonight for the Astros. Foul back. No balls, 2 strikes. We were talking earlier in the Astros clubhouse with Ty and with Mark Loretta about interleague play. The players recognize that fans really enjoy this part of the schedule, and they're into it. Chopped, and the second baseman Cano bare hands and throws and gets him. 1 out.
That's the 3rd real nice play he's made tonight, and a difference maker for the Yankees.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. And there's Matsui on his way to first. Very close play. He's called out in the 3rd inning, and that proved to be the correct call, as you can see on our Coors Light freeze cam. Robert Chamberlain just barely beat him to the bat. Now Michael Bourne.
Beat him by the width of a Coors Light pop top.
Yeah, it was that close. Ball 1 to Michael, who grounded out and he walked. Brad Ausmus is on deck with A-Rod on the grass at 3rd. Bourne showing bunt, and he's been bunting more lately. 2 balls, no strikes. And Michael, in doing that, of course, creates that kind of tension on the infield that he might drop one down. 3rd baseman has to be alert for it, and the first baseman and the pitcher. Now it's 3-0. The National League leader in steals hopes to get on here shortly.
You got to take one here.
Whoa!
Borderline. Last time up, he was hitting 3-0, and I argued in favor of turning him loose, but that was with the runner on second base and 2 outs. Here, nobody on. Trying to be a table setter.
Now 3-2. Chop to the right side and on through into right field, and Bourne was forced to hit his way on.
A good at bat there. 3-0 count, and he took a couple of strikes, one questionable. The 3-1 pitch, it looked like he was taking all the way there as well. Probably knowing full well he was going to get a fastball 3-2. He got a similar pitch on 3-2 that he got on 3-1. Rolled over a little bit, but got enough of it to get it by Cano.
The Astros have 3 stolen bases tonight.
Now it's not a matter of if, but when he decides to try to steal second base.
He is 26 of 30. Brad Ausmus has been on both times, a single and an intentional walk. Bourne stole 2 bases yesterday against Ben Sheets and the Brewers. Chamberlain checks him with a throw.
Joe Girardi will have at his disposal all the times that Michael Bourne has stolen this year and on what counts. So he'll know, does he like to go on first pitch? Does he wait deeper in the count? If he feels like Posada's got a shot at him, he'll pitch out. But if he feels like Posada can't throw him out, why bother pitching out?
He's going. Pitch out, sails by Posada, and easily in a second, Michael Bourne. That's 27 stolen bases for Michael Bourne. Posada never caught that ball. It sailed off to his right.
That would be the pitch way out as opposed to your standard pitch out. Posada's moving out and trying to get a little momentum going forward to have a chance to throw out Bourne, and this ball out away from him, and he just whiffs on it. That's my point. I'm not sure the way Posada's throwing, I don't know that he throws out Bourne, even guessing right on a pitch out. That's why I question, it makes sense even to pitch out there.
Yeah. Jacoby Ellsbury has 29, Ichiro 28, and Michael 27. Now Brad Ausmus has a runner at second, a 1-0 count, and 1 out with Sean Chacon on deck. Astros have 4 steals in the game. That ties their high in a game this year. It's the 3rd time they've done it.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a good time to try for third too. Cano's working hard to try to hold him close. There's action in the Astros bullpen, so they're probably willing to hit for Chacon here, but if he could get to third base while Ausmus was still hitting and force the Yankees to pull the infield in, that would be big.
Ausmus had a pitch to hit, and he fouled it back. 2 balls, a strike. Yankee bullpen busy with Jose Veras, a right-hander. They're all right-handers in the Yankee bullpen. Wesley Wright, one of 2 Astros lefties, is walking around right now. Runner takes off for third. Here's the throw, and it's there, and they get him. Posada put that one right on the bag for A-Rod, and he gunned down Bourne for out number 2.
With an assist to Robinson Cano, who's doing a real close job keeping him close. Stealing third base, obviously a much shorter throw for the catcher. You've got to get a very aggressive lead and a good secondary lead. And they just kept it tight to the bag. Posada made a good throw.
Now strike 3 call, and Ausmus is called looking to end the 6th inning. Strikeout number 2 for Chamberlain keeps this game tied 1-1 through 6. Sean Chacon working to Matsui, who's 0 for 2. And he shoots one foul for strike 1. There is activity in the Astros bullpen. Wesley Wright, the lefty, and there's a right-hander throwing as well. But Chacon had 94 pitches. Chacon due to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. Giambi and Posada to follow Matsui here in the 7th.
Well, this is the Chacon we've seen most of the year. The last couple, he struggled in that 1 inning in Milwaukee and left after 1 inning, kind of lost his composure, and then last time out he gave up 7 in the 2nd inning, could never really get on track. And then he settled in and pitched pretty well after that, so he gave you some innings in that start. But for the most part this year, he's been pretty darn good. Nice to see him get back on the beam here tonight. And it's been a challenge with all the left-handed hitters, so his breaking ball is probably his best pitch, but he hasn't been able to use it as much. He's throwing more changeups tonight.
Line to left field. And Matsui's 1 for 3. He waited back, he hit it hard, and he leads off the 7th inning with hit number 3 for the Yankees. The Astros' upcoming schedule is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. 2 more here with the Yankees after this game. 3 in Baltimore, 3 in Tampa Bay, then back home for 3 with Texas and 3 with Boston. Doug Brocail was up earlier, then I think he was just kind of testing his arm a little bit. Now he's walking around. Wesley Wright throwing as Giambi fouls it. There's strike 1. He walked and hit a fly ball to center. Giambi with very much a resurgent year after hitting 14 homers last year. He missed 2 months with torn left plantar fascia. On the 1st of June through August, the first week in August. Jason now 37 years old. He's hit almost 400 homers in his career. 1 ball, 1 strike. Had big years for Oakland before he got to the Yankees. First 2 years with the Yankees, he hit 41 home runs. Giambi went to Long Beach State. He was the league's MVP in 2000.
I believe I read where he was a walk-on at Long Beach State.
Really?
He was offered a scholarship to play quarterback at Washington State. Baseball was his first love.
Fly ball left field. Over toward the line, Carlos Lee running a long way to get to this one, and he almost overran it. Made the catch. And Matsui scrambles back to first. It almost looks like some of these left-handed hitters are trying to steer the ball to the Crawford boxes. 1 out.
Why not? It's the opposite. In the Yankee Stadium, they're trying to pull it down the line for that short porch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that time it looked to me like he was just kind of out in front a little bit.
Yeah.
And just tried to stay with the pitch as long as possible, keeping his hands back. Matsui for sure has that off-field approach.
Yes, he does. Another reason for Joe Girardi probably to select him as a starter tonight. Jorge Posada's 1 for 2. This is the Astros' 5th sellout crowd of the year, 43,095. Strike to Posada. What a premier offensive player he's been among major league catchers during his career. The Yankees were kind of trapped on signing him to that extension. 4 years, $52 million after he hit .338 last year. 20 homers, 90 runs batted in. He's going to be 36 in mid-August. So the chances that he would do that again are very, very slim, but he did it last year and he forced their hand. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, they got money to burn.
Yes, they do. Well, there was one story today speculating that the Yankees might be in the mix for a trade for CC Sabathia. With the Indians now being hit so hard by injuries, they're a few games under 500. They might drop back. And when the real trading season comes in July, the Yankees, who have had these injuries to their rotation, might put together a package that would interest the Indians. And then supposedly they have $75 million going off their payroll after this year, so they might be able to take a run at signing him as a free agent. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, well, and you could see where the fit would be. Cleveland would probably have their eye on the young starters, guys like Chamberlain, Hughes, Kennedy. The Yankees probably wouldn't let all of them go, but they might let 1 or 2 of them go.
They might. Strike makes it 2-2. Very big pitch there for Sean Chacon.
Cleveland 6.5 games out in the American League Central right now, and that's a pretty winnable division. So if I were them, I wouldn't give up anytime soon.
They probably will not. They have 2 starting pitchers on the DL right now, and they have their catcher Victor Martinez hurting. DH Travis Hafner on the DL. Now a full count for Posada.
Posada, a very good high ball hitter. Usually we talk about guys from the left side with pop. They like the ball down, but Posada's pretty good. A pitch up.
They're going, and it's ball 4. That's the 4th walk for Chacon. And he might be close to the end here. 106 pitches. Melky Cabrera, the batter. Cabrera hit the ball to the warning track in left in the 5th inning.
And Brad Ausmus's looking towards the Astros dugout as if he was anticipating Cecil Cooper coming out there. And I think Cooper is starting to work his way over to the steps, just buying a little extra time for the bullpen. That's one of the tough things for a manager is when you're contemplating your pitcher, whether he's tiring or not, you can't see location from the dugout. And that's usually the best indication when a guy's struggling, when he can't hit his spots. You can see up and down from the dugout, but you can't see in and out.
An outstanding bounce back start tonight for Sean Chacon. He leaves with the game tied 1-1. Wesley Wright coming in. The fans love the work of Sean Chacon. Back in a moment. Wesley Wright comes in, inheriting runners at first and second in a 1-1 game with 1 out. And Melky Cabrera, the switch hitter, will turn around to bat right-handed against the Astros. Young southpaw in his rookie season has done quite well, JD.
Yeah, he had gone for a stretch there. He wasn't pitching much, but busy again here in recent days. He's 3-2 with a 3.97 ERA. This turns Cabrera around to his weaker side, a 200 hitter as a right-handed batter.
Ball 1 to Cabrera. Chamberlain is on deck, but the Yankees have a busy bullpen, and they can pinch hit. Wright pitched Wednesday, 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs against Milwaukee. Also pitched in the Tuesday game. His last 5 games have brought him scoreless baseball. (2-0) to Cabrera. Wright's had a lot of tight assignments like this in his maiden season in the National League. He's 3rd among National League rookies in appearances. Big pitch coming for Wright. It's a strike. Right-handers are hitting only .204 against Wesley. Popped up. Tejada digging out towards shallow center field. Infield fly is called. 2 outs. Now Chamberlain is being called back for a pinch hitter. And Jabba Chamberlain leaves after 6 fine innings tonight, giving up 6 hits, 1 run. He had 4 walks, 2 of those intentional, and he struck out 2. It's his best start.
Well, we saw that fastball as high as 99 miles an hour tonight. And he showed some versatility, too, because he also threw a 91, 92 mile an hour sinker. Pretty sharp breaking ball. Kid obviously has a very bright future. The present looks pretty good for him, too.
Yeah. Wilson Betemet is the pinch hitter. Dewey Robinson going out. Betemet is a switch hitter.
And there's just not many at-bats for the bench players in the American League. Obviously, you don't have a pitcher hitting, so you don't get those pinch hit opportunities there. So that's one of the challenges for managers in these interleague games for American League clubs on the road, how to use the bench. You know, Joe Girardi doesn't look down and go, I got a guy who's got all kinds of experience coming off the bench. I mean, the top guy in terms of at-bats off the bench this year is Posada with 5.
Betemet at 222 has 3 homers, 7 runs batted in. As a right-handed batter, 278, 5 for 18.
Contrast that with the Astros, Darren Erstad with 29 at-bats as a pinch hitter.
Wilson Betemet got his first major league hit off Roy Oswalt in May of 2004 when he was with Atlanta. He started that game at shortstop for the Braves. He came in defensively at first base yesterday in Oakland. Right, really painted on that one, and it's 0-2. Betemet was on the disabled list with a strained hamstring, came off May 25th. He's gone 5 for 28 since he returned from the DL. Derek Jeter on deck. Oh, so close.
Maha.
The low strike call is not there. Not reliably tonight.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Time no, and pitch tracker in accord with Angel Hernandez.
Looks like it might have been at the notch of the knee, but apparently not. Fly ball center field. Michael Bourne for the 3rd out. Nice job by Wesley Wright. No runs a hit. 2 men left. 7th inning stretch time. Yankees won. Astros won. Live from Minute Maid Park. Here's Kevin Eschenfelder with tonight's Toyota Truck Game Break. Yankees won. The Astros won. We've had the 7th inning stretch here, and now the fans really enjoying a very tight, low-scoring game. Andy Pettitte with congrats for Java Chamberlain. Threw 89 pitches tonight. 6 innings of 6-hit, 1-run baseball. Jorge Posada, his battery mate there, also coming out of this game. And we have a new catcher for the Yankees, Jose Molina, in a double switch coming in. And he's in the 9 spot. The new pitcher is Jose Veras, and he's in the 7th spot in the order with no wins or losses in 16 games and 3 holds.
In 17 innings, he has struck out 15, walked 5. It's his 3rd year in a Yankee uniform. 9 games last year, 12 games in 06. Big guy, 6'5", about 240.
Darren Erstad is the pinch hitter for Wesley Wright, who did a whale of a job. Erstad takes, and there's strike 1 to Darren. Darren had 315 for 92 at bats, has 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he's 6 for 29, including a homer. He and Jeff Blum tied for the club lead with the 6 pinch hits. Veras tries the breaking pitch, and that one just missed the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Why do you suppose they put Veras in the 7 hole and the catcher in the 9 hole when the 9 hole made the last out?
Still trying to figure that one out. That one skips by Molina, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Our Firestone in-game box score shows you a look at the Astros lineup. Molina, a .218 hitter, is the catcher right now for the Yanks.
So that's why, because they're going to hit for the 7-hole hitter no matter what.
Yeah.
And so they want Damon or Shelley Duncan or somebody like that in that spot when that comes around, I'm guessing.
Okay. .289 career hitter against the Yankees, Darren Erstad. He grounds that one foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Darren's had a chance to start a few games recently. He's 6 for 17 on this homestand with a homer and 2 runs batted in. That helps keep him sharp for the pinch hit at bats. Sean Chacon in 6 1/3 innings allowed 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 4 and fanned 2. Wesley Wright 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Coming in with a couple of men on base and getting 2 very important outs. Erstad is down on strikes.
Does this Molina throw as well as the other Molinas?
Not sure.
I mean, because that would. I mean, I'm trying to justify the move of getting Posada out of the game.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's it. Even though he threw out Michael Bourne stealing third base.
Yeah, that was a key play in this game. Well, Jose Molina has thrown out 37.6% for his career. That's 4th among active catchers.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
Those Molinas can throw.
Hunter Pence taps it foul. There's strike 1. He is 0 for 3. Astros trying to get the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They were stymied until they got the single from Wigginton in the 4th inning. That tied it. But they've lost a couple of guys trying to steal bases. Berkman and Bourne at third. Fly ball center field. Melky Cabrera back into right center. 2 down. And now it's Matsui. Matsui 1 for 3. An infield hit in the 5th inning. Tejada's on deck. Mariano Rivera has pitched 5 times in the last 6 days. He is perfect in saves this year. 18 for 18. Rivera got the save for Andy Pettitte yesterday in Oakland. There's strike 1. That was last night, and so he's the type of guy who's made himself available time after time down through the years, but 5 times in the last 6 days he has appeared. Yankees would probably like to get him a night off. 1-1. This Yankee bullpen has won 9 and lost 10 with an ERA of 3.60.
They've got some power arms out there. This kid throwing it 96 miles an hour. Kyle Farnsworth, Troy Hawkins.
Harris misses. He's 27. He's from the Dominican Republic. Tampa Bay signed him in '98. The Yankees picked him up as a free agent in '05. Last year he was hurt, had bone chip surgery, pitched only 9 games with the Yankees, a few more in the minors. Foul tip makes it 2-2. Silveris with the 16 appearances coming into this game has proved that his arm has bounced back from that surgery. He's one of those guys who came up from the minor leagues, who was recalled from AAA Scranton on the 2nd of May. Had 13 appearances there with 9 saves and a 1.38 ERA there. He was leading the International League in the ratio of strikeouts per 9 innings when he was called up. Foul back. Still 2-2 for Matsui. Detroit leads the Dodgers 3-0 after 7 in Detroit. Marcus Thames hit his 8th home run. He's a happy fellow. Cleveland 1, San Diego 0. Bottom of the 2nd, they had a long rain delay. Grady Sizemore hit his 15th for the Tribe. Sharp breaking ball gets a strikeout, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Veras, sending this game on to the 8th, tied 1-1. Doug Brocail throws his first pitch, and the curveball is outside as the 8th inning gets underway with Derek Jeter leading it off in a 1-1 game. Jeter is 0 for 3. Bale is 2-0 with a 2.36 ERA. He looks around and Lance Berkman was yelling at him. Lance wanted to move a little bit over toward the first base line. Good ERA of 0 so far for the month of June for the hard-working Astros reliever. This deep drive to right field sends Hunter Pence digging way back to the wall, and Derek Jeter, opposite field, home run. 2-1 Yankees here in the 8th. Home run number 4 for Jeter, giving him 28 runs batted in.
First scoring since the Astros posted a singleton in the bottom of the 4th. Started him with a curveball and then came back with a fastball. And pitch tracker tells you that one got too much of the plate. And there's that off-field stroke of Jeter's we were talking about.
Hit it about 8 rows up in the seats. Robinson Cano looks at ball 1 after Derek Jeter gives the Yankees the lead. Cano 0 for 2 with a walk. The Yankees get their 69th long ball. Now 2 balls, no strikes. The Astros have Tejada, Berkman, and Lee due to bat in the bottom of this inning.
And Mariano Rivera may or may not be available tonight for the Yankees. So wait and see.
3-0 now with Abreu swinging the bat there in the on-deck circle. In that Tiger-Dodger game, 3-0 Tigers, middle of the 8th. Armando Galarraga has a beauty going for Detroit. He went the first 7. 3-1. Derek Lowe pitched 7 innings, giving up 2 earned runs for the Dodgers.
Astros could gain a game on the front runners in the division if they win this one. Cardinals are getting hammered tonight. It is now 17-1. Phillies over the Redbirds. And the Cubs have lost 3-2 to Toronto.
Fouled away, and Cano stays alive at 3-2. Mike Harkey is the bullpen coach of the Yankees. Former Cub right-hander. A.J. Burnett won for Toronto over the Cubs tonight to square his record at 6-6. The loser Sean Gallagher goes to 3-3.
There's a guy who's going to be on the market.
Yeah,
Burnett.
That's true. That's out number 1.
Voting for the 2008 Major League Baseball All-Star Game is going on now. Vote early, vote often. Vote for your favorite Astros to the Midsummer Classic. It takes place at Yankee Stadium. You can vote up to 25 times online. You can do it at Astros.com.
Those guys are all getting a lot of votes, especially this week with the Astros at home. The voting is always picking up when the Astros have home games this year. Matsui ranking high at second base. Bobby Abreu is 0 for 3 tonight. He takes strike 1. B.J. Ryan got his 14th save in that Blue Jay 3-2 win over the Cubs. Ryan Burris in Baltimore knocked off Pittsburgh 9-6. George Sherrill got his 22nd save. And Luke Scott hit home run number 11. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cincinnati down Boston 3-1. Aaron Harang goes to 3-9, beating Justin Masterson, who's 3-1. Francisco Cordero gets his 13th save. Jay Bruce hit his 4th homer. Adam Dunn, number 17. That's the first Red Sox visit to Cincinnati since the '75 World Series. Matsui backhands. Takes care of the second out.
Bernie Carbo there. Hey, get the left-hander up. And a little pepperoni and sausage on that pizza while you're at it.
Yeah. Cute youngster.
Should probably fire off a text here in a second.
A-Rod 1 for 2, an RBI single in the first inning and a walk. And you kind of sense with the mixture of cheers and boos that these fans of both clubs are trying to be vocal in each other's presence tonight.
Either that or it just gives Yankee fans a chance to boo A-Rod on the road.
That might be it too. popped up. Berkman calling at first. And Derek Jeter snaps a 1-1 tie with a leadoff homer in the 8th inning. Yankees 2, Astros 1.
Two to 1 Yankees over the Astros, bottom of the 8th. Anytime an Astro player hits one of the Chick-fil-A foul poles, fans from the game can take their ticket stub to any Greater Houston area Chick-fil-A for a free chicken sandwich. Maybe it'll happen right now, right here.
With Miguel Tejada batting, he's 1 for 3. He tried to check, and the umpire at first said he went through with it. Eric Cooper with strike 1 call. Looked like the right call. Berkman in lead to follow as Ferris works his 2nd inning. He struck out 2 in the 7th in a 1-2-3 frame.
Yankees going after Tejada. Fastballs in, breaking balls away. It's a pretty good plan. It's that fastball away from him very well.
Ferris was dominating right-handed batters in the minor leagues this year. Didn't walk anybody in 28 chances. And you can see why with that fastball breaking pitch combination. He drops that one in for strike 2.
Fastball, curveball, split finger pitch for Veras. We've seen mostly fastball, curveball.
Fastball hit foul. Kyle Farnsworth comes in for a lot of the late inning assignments for the Yankees.
Close voting tonight. Which team are you least likely to root for? Yankees with a narrow margin over the Cowboys.
Right-handed hitters in the major leagues hitting 171 against Jose Veras this season. Broken bat to shortstop. Derek Jeter. He gets Tejada for the first out. That's 4 straight for Veras. Angel Hernandez has that jagged end of it. Did you see the story today that there might be replay as early as August 1st in the major leagues this year?
I did hear that story. And then a spokesman from MLB said that that story was premature, but obviously they're talking about it.
Okay. Lance Berkman 0 for 2 with an intentional walk.
On the boundary calls, foul, fair
Yes.
foul, home run or not.
Carlos Lee on deck. Jose Valverde works in the Astros bullpen. There's ball 1 to Berkman. 3:33 from the 7th inning on. He's a career .308 hitter in interleague play. Off the end of the bat to right center. Abreu. 2 down. And that's 5 straight for Veras.
So what if they implement replay in August and your team has a call through the replay that goes against you, costs you a home run? But back in May, if replay had been implemented, it would have broken your favor, and it didn't, and you end up losing by a game.
You're out of luck.
Yeah. Hang with them, huh? No
Yeah.
crying in baseball?
No.
But see, that'd be a pretty good argument for not implementing it this year.
Yeah, I'm very surprised they're considering this during the season. Carlos Lee 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And you make a good point. It's really very unusual that they would even consider doing that in the midst of a season.
Yeah, any kind of, typically, any kind of a rules change or anything like that happens in the offseason.
Right. There have been a few home run calls missed by umpires already. Foul back. 0-2. But on the other hand, if after viewing those calls that have been missed, you are a Major League Baseball official and you feel you could prevent that from happening in the future, why not?
Oh yeah, I'm on board with the idea of using it. I just don't know if I'm on board with the idea of using it this year.
Right.
Once the season's, by then it'll be almost over. 2/3 over anyway.
Breaking ball, strike 3 call, and that's 6 straight for Veras. He has mowed down the Astros in the 7th and 8th innings. Yankees take a 2-1 lead to the 9th. It's 2-1. The Yankees leading the Astros, moving to the 9th inning, and our Sonic Good replay comes your way, showing you the work of Sean Chacon tonight. Very effective for 6 1/3 innings. Gave up only 3 singles. Got some ground ball outs along the way. He overcame 4 walks. The Yankees were patient, worked themselves ahead in the count. There's a big double play in the 2nd inning.
I guess you could make the case that he was effectively wild, throwing 106 pitches tonight, but only 57 of them for strikes. And sometimes that's the key. If you're going to be out of the zone, don't then start channeling the ball right over the middle of the plate. If you're going to nibble and you're going to try to work the edges, get them to hit your pitch or chase pitches out of the zone, you got to commit to it. Going with a pretty good changeup working tonight against the Yankee left-handed bats.
Jose Valverde, the Astros closer, comes in to score 2-1 Yankees. Valverde is 4-1 with a 3.94 ERA.
Back-to-back days for Valverde. Worked yesterday, allowed a couple of runs. First time he gave up runs since May 23rd.
Hideki Matsui 1 for 3. Takes the first one, and it's ball 1. Doug Brocail in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. Valverde surrendered a pinch homer to Gabe Kapler. Double by Counsell, an RBI single by Braun in the 2-run Milwaukee 9th inning yesterday.
Interesting that he's working back-to-back days here, and neither one of them a safe situation.
Yeah. Well, the Astros losing 11 of their last 14. There haven't been too many save situations for him recently. Kyle Farnsworth is warming up for the Yankees. He may be their closer tonight. It is appearing that way. Mariano Rivera has pitched 5 times in 6 days, and the Yankees had a long flight and arrived about 6 a.m. So it's Farnsworth warming up.
I'd run Veras back out there.
The way he's thrown.
The spot in the lineup's going to come up though. So
chopped, and Matsui flags it down, rolls over. Tried to make a play but couldn't, but great effort, and Matsui is 2 for 4 now. Hideki, Kaz couldn't prevent Hideki's second hit.
It's like spy versus spy. Matsui versus Matsui. First at bat of the game, Hideki hit it to Kaz, and he made a play on this. And we've seen him make this play this year where he's able to roll over enough where he can use his momentum from rolling to generate enough power to make the throw. This time he kind of gets stuck on his backside.
Give it everything he had. Leadoff single for Matsui. Kaz at double play depth now. And it's Jason Giambi 0 for 2 with a walk. Johnny Damon is out in the on-deck circle with a pitcher spot due up next. In the dirt, ball 1. So Joe Girardi's been saving that bullet all night long, and now he has Damon on deck. Damon's been a hot hitter recently. The Astros have Wigginton, Bourne, and Ausmus due up in the bottom of the inning. That evens the count at 1-1 here at Minute Maid Park. The Mets beat Texas 7-1. Oliver Perez won that one, beating Scott Feldman, and Josh Hamilton hit number 18 for the Rangers. What a fabulous first half for Josh Hamilton.
Up over 70 RBI now, isn't he?
Yeah. Tampa Bay over Florida, 7-3. Andy Sonnenstein won that one. He's 7-3. In a battle of the contending Florida teams. When have we last said that in interleague play, that they're both?
I would go with never.
Probably never. Way he called a balk for not stopping, and a home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez, called it. So Matsui moves over to second in the balk call.
Well, I haven't seen that call in a long time.
No.
There was a period of time in the 80s when base running was going nuts, and pitchers were slide stepping and quick pitching and doing everything they could to shut down the running game. That became a point of emphasis. They were forcing the pitchers to make a real noticeable stop when they came set, and then it kind of generally morphed back to more of a change of direction. Looks like he actually did hesitate.
Yeah.
He hesitated at the top.
Sure did.
Yeah, I disagree with that call. I disagree with one on principle. And I think if you're going to try to call that now, nobody calls it anymore. I think you warn a pitcher first. Say, hey, make sure you stop for me. And then when you look at the replay, in actuality, he did stop. That's just over hustling there, trying to see something nobody else can see.
Giambi turned to Angel Hernandez and asked about the pitch. He didn't.
That could be huge.
Yeah. Count still 1-1. The balk call didn't appear to be made until after that pitch had arrived at home plate.
And you know, Matsui's not a base stealer, so you can't even use the argument that he was trying to quick pitch, you know, to gain an advantage over Matsui. I just don't like that call.
2 balls and a strike. And fouled away, 2-2 to Giambi. That could be very influential in this game. The Yankees now having a runner at second and nobody out. Takes a ground ball double play situation away from the Astros. Minnesota thumped Milwaukee 10-2 at Miller Park. Kevin Slowey the winner there over Dave Bush. Jason Kubel hit his 9th home run. Line drive left. Carlos Lee over with the catch. 1 out. Now Johnny Damon will be the pinch hitter for Veras. Veras extremely impressive. 2 innings of no hit, no run baseball, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And Damon has been swinging a hot bat. He's hitting .440 in his last 21 games. .320 for the season, 6 homers, 31 runs batted in. Last weekend he had a 6-for-6 game, including a game-winning hit in the bottom of the 9th. Damon's reached base safely in 26 of his last 52 plate appearances. And there's ball 1.
He's had 1 pinch hit at bat, and it was a successful one. 1 for 1. He's batting 1,000 in the pinch.
He went 1 for 4 yesterday at Oakland. He became the first Yankee to go with a 6-hit game at Yankee Stadium. And he tied the American League record in a 9-inning game with those 6 hits Saturday against Kansas City, his former club. 1 ball, 1 strike. The last American League player to have 6 hits in a 9-inning game was Sean Figgins last year against Houston.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. 221 interleague hits. Johnny Damon and A-Rod are tied behind Derek Jeter with 259.
You can't pitch those guys in interleague games. They just have the game for it.
1-2.
Little high cheddar here, 97 miles an hour. Coming off the bench is tough, Johnny. Gotta turn it up a notch.
Johnny Damon from Fort Riley, Kansas. Looks at strike 3. 2 outs. Now Melky Cabrera comes up.
He threw him the 97-mile-an-hour fastball up that he swung through, and now this one, according to Pitch Tracker, was a little bit inside, but Brad was set up in there. Framed it nicely, and he got the call from Angel Hernandez.
Melky Cabrera looks at that one, and it's an intentional walk to set it up for Molina to bat. Well, we talked about the fact that Molina came in that double switch batting 9th. Joe Girardi wanted to pinch hit for his pitcher, which he did. And now the 9-hitter will come to bat here in the 9th inning with 2 men on. That's the difference in National League style baseball. Moves like that. Sometimes they are meaningful, sometimes not, but a manager really has to think things through. There's a lot more possibilities in a National League style game. So Molina, a good defensive player, now has a chance to give the Yankees a little bit more of a lead than 2-1.
And Joe, of course, managed that year with the Florida Marlins, so he has experience managing in the National League.
218 for Molina. He went 1 for 4 yesterday at Oakland. He swings wildly at that one.
Was it Lou Piniella when he came back to the National League? He had that comment, hey, anybody can do a double switch.
Yeah.
And then he went out and like the first or second game screwed it up.
Yeah, he messed one up after he said that anybody can mess one up too. 2 men on here for Molina. 1 of 3 catching Molina brothers. Yadier, a fine young catcher for the Cardinals. And Benji for the Giants. No balls, 2 strikes on Jose Molina. He was acquired from the Angels by the Yankees last July in a trade. And the Yankees signed him to a 2-year contract last December.
That Molina family, they know squat.
The Kings of Squat. It's 1-2. Kyle Farnsworth has been warming up for the bottom of the 9th inning. And it may be only a 1-run lead. That's what Valverde wants. Foul ball keeps Molina in the count at 1-2. White Sox edge Colorado 5-4. Matt Thornton won that one over Matt Herges. Bobby Jenks got save number 16. Ian Stewart went deep twice for the Rockies. Willie Taveras hit number 1 of the year, and Brad Hopp his 6th. Phillies 17, St. Louis 2, middle of the 7th in St. Louis. Now 2-2 to Molina.
Sometimes Jose flies open a little bit when he throws that split finger pitch, and the hitters recognize it very early and able to laugh. When he keeps that front shoulder closed and really sells it like it's his fastball, that's when it's most effective. Kind of guides it in there sometimes.
Derek Jeter's on deck. He struck him out to end the top of the 9th. No runs, a hit. 2 men stranded. Bottom of the 9th coming. Yankees 2, Astros 1. So Joe Girardi turns to Farnsworth, who made his 28th appearance of the year in Wednesday's loss at Oakland. He worked a perfect 7th. That puts him at 1-2 with a 4.30 ERA.
It's the number to notice. 8 home runs and 29 in the 3rd. 309 batting average against. He's not really having a sterling year. 14 runs in 29 and a third. It's a 4.30 ERA. Looking for his first save of the year. Astros have seen a lot of Farnsworth over the years, back when he was a Cub. Big arm. Man, everybody they've run out there tonight. Chamberlain, Veras, and Farnsworth, all guys that can really rush it up there.
Ty Wigginton with Michael Bourne in the on-deck circle. Brad Ausmus due up third. Wigginton's 2 for 3 in RBI. There's strike one. That came in at 96. Only one American League reliever has allowed more homers than Farnsworth's 8. Ryan Bass of Minnesota has given up 9.
That rally hat on, son.
That's a good combo. Ooh. Foul tip. Makes it 0-2.
Good confrontation here. Wigginton likes to hit the fastball. Farnsworth pretty proud of his. Not afraid to turn it loose. 96, first one 97, right down Broadway, but Wiggy can't catch up to it. He does have a good slider, but he makes mistakes with the slider sometimes. Probably where most of those home runs have come.
10 of his 14 earned runs allowed have come via the homer. Wigginton with 3 hits against him. Farnsworth lost his footing a little bit. 1-2. Farnsworth 32 years old.
A fair amount of that in recent games.
Yeah,
here, which is losing their footing out there.
Sure have. Farnsworth pitched 64 times for the Yankees last year. Has 26 career saves. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's had 5 straight years with 60 or more appearances. Astros, as JD mentioned, have seen a lot of Farnsworth, including in the 05 playoffs. 3-2. The last time he pitched here, he got a blown save as the Astros won that game in the 18th inning. Brad Ausmus homered off Farnsworth in the 9th inning with 2 outs to tie it.
Turned around a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Farnsworth, one of those guys, I think if you ask the hitters, they'd say, you know, he throws really hard and his fastball's got a lot of life, but we see it pretty well. There's some guys that hide the ball well and other guys that do not. Farnsworth's always one of those guys who's kind of a mystery how he got hit around a little bit despite that great stuff.
And his career against Houston, Farnsworth is 3-4 with a 4.94 ERA. Hit him.
Oh my goodness. Tough way to earn a base.
96 miles per hour. Wigginton hit by the pitch on 3-2.
That's smart, but Wigginton, as tough as they come, he's not going to show any pain at all.
That's the 5th time he's been drilled. It was ball 4 anyway. So, oh,
yeah, that's even worse.
That's a tough way to take it.
No advantage game.
No.
So you want to scream out at me, hit me with ball 2.
Earlier, Wiggy stole second, but now there's a different catcher in the game, Molina, and he's thrown well, 36% this year. Michael Bourne, the batter, with a walk and a single. A-Rod's on the grass at third. Double play depth for Jeter and Cano. And Bourne around to bunt, takes ball 1.
Obviously, but in order here, just make sure you get a strike. You can get wild at times. Don't do him any favors.
Strike called with Jeff Blum on deck to pinch hit for Brad Ausmus next. The Yankees are 31-0 this year when they have the lead after 8 innings. Since 1996, they've won 97.2% of their games when they lead after 8. Bunted in the air, Farnsworth with a catch. One out. Now it's Blum pinch hitting for Osmus.
A little late squaring around and just kind of pushed at a high fastball. Talked about it earlier. You set the bat at the top of the strike zone, and anything above the bat you'd lay off of. You kind of extend it out for that pitch instead of setting the bat out in front of home plate. Not easy to bunt a guy like Farnsworth. Rides the fastball and throws that hard.
Now a little conference at the mound. Jeff Blum, the pinch hitter. He is 6 for 13 pinch hitting this year with 2 runs batted in. Brad Osmus had a hit and an intentional walk in 3 trips. Mark Loretta's on deck. Pitcher spot due up next. Foul by Jeff Blum, strike 1. Jeff 3 for 10 with a homer on this homestand. And he is 2 for 7 with a bomb against Farnsworth in his career. Hit that home run in the first game of the Cardinals series. Wigginton draws a throw. Even though the Astros have stolen 4 bases tonight, they've had 2 caught stealings that have been very costly.
Yeah, the one where Lance was trying to execute a double steal. He was on second, Carlos Lee on first, and Lance was trying to cheat and break real early, and Chamberlain able to step off and get him, and then Michael Bourne trying to steal third base. After stealing second, Posada made his best throw of the night. Big play in this game.
One ball and 2 strikes. Farnsworth came up with the Cubs. 99 was his first major league season. A real workhorse. Had 16 saves in the 05 season. But primarily he's been a setup man. Foul by Blum. And Blum back at the scene of his biggest swing in interleague play in the World Series for the White Sox in 2005 against the Astros. Wouldn't this be a great opportunity for him to change that 0 to a 1?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Runner going. Here's the throw from Molina right on the bag, and they got him.
A little bit surprised there with Molina back there. You understand his thinking, trying to get into scoring position. Quick tag by Jeter. Wow, that could have gone either way. Yeah, it looked like they got him.
Marty Foster, the umpire at second, with the out call on a 2-6 caught stealing.
Maybe pinch run Abercrombie for Wigginton there. If they, were thinking stolen base, when they didn't, I just figured they were going to let Blum hit, and then maybe if he didn't reach, pinch run Reggie for a tie then, and give Loretta a chance if Abercrombie could steal second base.
Yankees have 19 saves in 22 opportunities this year. Now Blum with a 2-2 count. And there's the strikeout to end it. The Yankees winning this one 2-1. Java Chamberlain with a strong 6 innings. Jose Veras 2 perfect innings. Kyle Farnsworth helping to collaborate on a 6-hitter. The Astros managing only 6 singles tonight. There's the final. Yankees 2, Astros 1.